Hello, I'm Magic Al. Today we are looking at Walkers Bluff, their house beer, the Bluff Brown. It is a malt beverage brewed with natural flavor. How about that? It is 5.5% alcohol by volume, and that is all I know about this beer and what's on the can. Let me talk a little bit about Walkers Bluff. Walkers Bluff is a winery in Carterville. Carterville is in south central Illinois, southern Illinois, if you will. It's not too far from Carbondale, where Southern Illinois University is. It is beautiful down there. The Shawnee National Forest is not too far from there, and there are many, many wineries down in this area. And Walkers Bluff is one of these wineries. Before I did a review on a Main Street Brewery beer. Main Street Brewery makes this beer, but they make it for Walkers Bluff. Main Street has a 30-barrel facility. It's almost more than they need, and what they do is they rent out their brew system and their fermenters and their canning line for other people, and then they're in charge of making their labels and packaging, and so they make the beer for others. So this is the house beer for the winery. I know of several other bars or restaurants that have their house ale, which is made by Main Street Brewery. So this is a pretty good racket. So this is made by Main Street Brewing, but it's Walkers Bluff house beer. Now, I don't know how they came up with this recipe. A local restaurant uses Main Street Brewing for their house ale, and basically one of the owners of the restaurant came up with this beer recipe that he liked, tweaked it a bit, and worked with the brewmasters, and they came up with a recipe that would work for what they needed. Maybe Walkers Bluff did that, or not. I don't know. Maybe I should call them and ask. You call them and ask, and let me know how it goes. Here's what the can says. Real pecans make this brown ale something truly spectacular. I probably should have read the label before I bought this. I am not a big pecan beer fan. I haven't had many. I had one, didn't like it, and I've steered myself away from them. Okay, so here we are again with the pecan flavored beer. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. Expect richness and sweetness from the malt and fragrance and flavor of fresh roasted pecans. And it brewed by Main Street Brewing. What else is on here? 5.5% malt beverage brewed with natural flavor. They're probably not using real pecans, maybe pecan juice, if that's such a thing. I mean, we've got almond milk, we can have pecan juice. All right, so it's a brown ale. I like those. Let's give it a whirl. It is a amber colored, a little bit darker than amber. Not quite brown. It looks very thin. A lot of brown ales are a little darker than this maybe. But not all. The head is rapidly dissipating, so there's not a lot going on there. If we swirl it around, yeah, it's nice and carbonated. It's just the head, there's no retention on that. Some people don't like that. Doesn't really matter, but that head is gone quick. If you're a beer nerd, that head retention is good because those layers of foam provide an insulation between the air and all the oxygen in the air and the beer. And if there's an insulation in there, oxygen is not getting in the beer and it's not breaking down the flavors. two of the worst things for beer: oxygen and light pollution, if you will. So, anyway, there's no head. Swirl it around, it comes back, so it's carbonated well. Let's give it a taste. Actually, let's give it a smell. There's not a lot going on here. Yeah, it's really subtle. I might be able to smell a little bit of pecans. I don't know if it's the malt. It almost tastes or smells like it will taste sweet. Let's taste it and find out. Yeah, this is pretty good. The pecan flavors worried me. It's there a little bit in the background, but it is definitely not overpowering. This is a crisp beer. You drink it, you taste it, and it's done. There's not a lot of lingering flavors going on. Very little hops being used. Some, but not a lot. It's probably 15 to 20 IBUs. It's nice and clear. Yeah, I'll probably give this 2.25 stars. If you ever make your way down to Southern Illinois, stop by Walkers Bluff and give this beer a taste. Cheers.